Namaskar and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology Debunking Mythology. Sattology means science of truth, a study of truth. Opposite of that is mythology, which means science or study of fake lie or imagination. You'll be shocked to know that the dharmic viewpoint is a centrist viewpoint. It has nothing to do with the modern philosophies of left or right. Left or right are both extreme philosophies. And I've written one article many years back, I think 3 years back. We are neither left nor right. We are dharmic. Dharmic means logical, commonsensical, beneficial to all, and also scientific. Because a person who is samatva, who is equanimous, is considered the best person because that person has no opinion. Nowadays we are living in a highly opinionated world. I have a very special guest who follows the same line of thought. Even though he appears on TV shows, but he focuses on truth. So let us welcome Sri RVS Mani. And you must read his last book, The Deception. Amazing book.
Namaskar. I am very honored to be welcomed by my dear friend Aditya. I'm sure there's a very interesting conversation ahead and we will be doing a lot of justice to that. Thank you, Aditya.
So one of the recent videos which came out and where, and again, for the viewers, I'm saying that it's not a political discussion. We are just analyzing from dharmic point of view. So, when two civilized people talk, they talk on issues, they talk on solutions, but they don't talk about personalities generally. When two civilized people have conversation. And, we are seeing that some of the uneducated politicians, Indian politicians, are giving an ear to literally a blasphemy or an incorrect information. And so we all know we are talking about Rahul Gandhi. So how do you analyze this situation from your perspective?
See what the entire purpose of his mission, which he has purportedly undertaken, is to unify the nation. That is what is this statement, the mission statement or the statement of the objective of the yatra or the walkathon suggests. Bharat Jodo, unify India. When you're talking of a unification campaign, you intend to walk around 2,000 kilometers through from south to northern part of the country. In a multicultural society, you don't go and call on any sect, whether it is the religious sect or it's the ethnically identifiable sect or anything like that. What is secularism, which has been misconceived by or misconstrued and repeatedly reinforced this misconstruction, is that secularism is appeasement of minority. That is not it. Secularism draws its basic tenets from sect-neutralism. Make no mistakes about it. The world over, secularism means neutral to any sect. And that is it. No ethnic group gets priority over that. In such a context, he says, I'm going to unify unify a multicultural nation with a variety of ethnic and cultural and different types of varieties of practices, beliefs, etc. There he walks into a gentleman. He just goes and tries to meet a gentleman who has had a very, very checkered record of provoking the national unification way, challenging it by repeatedly on previous occasions also. He is facing some criminal charges on this blasphemy type of law, hurting the religious sentiments. It is not today. What was the need for that? That is the basic question Mr. Rahul Gandhi should answer. Please.
So one of the you also mentioned the word secularism, and it's a very different meaning in the West. Secularism is often compared to atheism by the Christian groups. And
I said sect neutral. It is neutral to atheism, it is neutral to theism, it is neutral to Sanatana, it is neutral to Islam. It is neutral to Buddhism, it is neutral to Christianity. It is sect neutral. If they are not able to rise above that, if you see the Nyaya Darshana of Rishi Gautama, it is much more sect neutral than any of the latest. Even the concept of sect neutral, Vidhi Vidhan. A Vidhi should be Nispaksha. Vidhi means law. A Vidhi being Nispaksha and all, it is all beyond this thing. That is what is a Nyaya Darshana. But the question is, somehow it has been hijacked, abrogated by vested interest, whether from the left or from the right, to propagate a particular meaning of secularism, whereas the denotation of sect neutralism, I still call it sect neutralism. I don't call it secularism, please. I repeatedly say it is sect neutral.
The etymology of word secular is sect neutral.
Sect neutral.
So it was,
and go beyond the.
It was combined of these two words, sect and neutral.
Perfectly, you hit it there. Sect and neutral. Because the origin comes actually from Rishi Gautama's Nyaya Darshana.
That's right.
The thinking, the concept, that the philosophy of sect neutralism is any public policy, Vidhi, Vidhan, Nidhi, Nidhan and all that has to be sect neutral. It has been said ages and ages here, that was done in 2000. I mean, not this year. It was, I don't know how many years ago. So from there, the very theme of sect, this paksha. Paksha means sect. Paksha means tilting toward. It should not, it should be straight. It should be middle path. There should be no. So that sect neutralism, even today, in most of the countries, most of the nation, nobody is willing to or discuss on that. They have corrupted the word sect neutralism. Let us go back to the new roots, and sect neutralism is what we should be. That is the meaning of that word. But none of the politics. See, you have understood what I mean to say.
It's an absolute. It's a real etymology, because the word secular has come from sect and neutral. Combine it, secular. That's what they made it. It's actually the etymology.
That is the actual etymology. Right. You're perfectly right.
It's actual. So the next one of the question which comes in, like for example, we have discussed it many times, and your last video will be out on Ganesha. So viewers, do watch that show on Ganesha. It's scheduled now. So one of the things which comes in the world, that like in Veda, it's very clearly said, Bhagavan is one for everyone. And Vedas are, and they say the Vipra, intelligent people, describe it in a different Bahudara bhavanti. Yeah, because they are seeing it from different angles, And the Gita also says very clearly, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashena Tattva Darshana. So the Tattva Darshana is the concept comes in Sanatan Dharma. And if Rahul Gandhi is watching this show, must be a very educational show for him, based on, because in the when you talk about Tattva Darshana, that means the person has also obtained a level of maturity in describing or seeing what it is. So would you like to say something more on that, so that people can get clarified on that? Yes.
As you said, the paripakva, the ripening of the mind. What you said was that he has done a lot of iteration. Beyond getting the iteration done at a Rishi Muni level, the ripening of the mind, that level has to be reached to really make a comment on what Bahudara is, what Vipraha is. Vipraha, it is also experiential, it is also through induction method. See, it has been validation, induction, experiential. Even the other day when we spoke about the Ganesha, I said induction and mathematical induction and the process of derivation, both of them have to combine, consort. They have to consort with the logic to define what is the Ganesha. Ganesha is also the Prathama. That is the reason at that level, that is what is. In this case, we have a gentleman telling Rahul Gandhi that earth is not, the power of earth is no power. That is what he tantamounts to say. Not only the Sanatana Dharma is the basic principles on which the world stands. Sanatana means eternal, Dharma is order. It is the eternal order, it is pre-existent to humankind. Only thing is, we have to be feeling it and getting on to oneness with the Sanatana Dharma. That is what is there. So in Sanatana Dharma, Vasu is a very integral part where you walk. Even in the modern context, we walk, is the Sanatana, that is a very integral part of it, earth, Vasu. That is the reason the person who lords over Vasu is Vasudeva, who is in charge, Vishwasvai Namaha, in Vishnu Sahasranama. It starts with Vishwasvai Namaha. Vasu is a very integral, is one of the most integral part. If the Vasu, and what is Vasu done with Vasu? Vasu is the, that is means earth, about which the person who was advising, or rather teaching Rajiv Gandhi, was making a very not so desirable comment about the virtues of Vasu. Let us forget about the spiritual and Sanatanic aspect. Don't we know that Vasu is very integral to the survival of the very mankind and the universe? The entire Vishwam Vishnu Vasishtakaro Bhutabhave, the entire Vishwam survives on Vasu. That's a very integral element in the existence of mankind. So that is beyond everything, and that is what has been mocked by the gentleman who gave the definition of God. Very unfortunate. I'm very sorry to say that not only in Sanatana, let us say even today, if anybody can get access to a particular column called Speaking Tree in Times of India, which is published, it's a very popular daily in India. A Buddhist scholar has written about what is Bodhisattva. That also is about the power, this thing of Vasu. So all the religious practices, beliefs which have evolved from there, their predominant premise has been that Vasu is the earth is a very important area of power. It's a very important power in the resource in the history of mankind. So that cannot be disputed. It can be validated through any scientific experiment. Why scientific experiment? We do know what is the power of Vasu. We get our food, clothing, shelter, everything from Vasu. So the power of Vasu, and the order of Vasu is Vastu. How orderly it has, in directional strength and how they are integrated, that gets into Vastu. But Vasu is very important. On the power side, that is the process side. I am talking of the power side. See, I have told you about several times about the Shiva Shakti, the power process continuum, which is driving, which is the essence of Sanatana Dharma. Now, the process side, the power of Vasu is propitiated or appreciated as the Bhu. There, the Shakti of the Vasu drives Dhanurdhara, Sarva Siddhyaya Dhimahe, Tanno Dhara Prachodhyat. It comes from Bhu Suktam. Bhu Sukta. The Vasundhara, the Vasu. That is the reason Vasu Indra, Vasundhara. So this is how the power of Vasu comes from there. The power to, and let us come to the commensal, most modern material level, atheist level. There also earth is producing you everything, the mineral, the source of energy, everything, even the geothermal energy, everything is coming out. See, basically, we have to appreciate that the energy, what we call it as the energy crisis or the energy power or whatever it is, it has to be found only in 5 elements. Petrol, everything is coming from the earth. Solar is coming from the sun. Hydroelectric is coming. So you don't have to go and search anywhere. And this gentleman who is giving a lecture to Rahul Gandhi is now saying that Vasu, you don't respect Vasu. Tell me one resource which has got no relationship with Vasu.
Not possible.
Then, so it defies the entire premise. And basically, the essence of Sanatana, the five elements which existed, are integrated and in different proportions. Different proportions are integrated in different proportions. And that is how the essence of Sanatana Dharma has come. And here we have a gentleman who is saying that Vasu is got no relevance. Highly unfortunate. But I can't say anything about that gentleman because of, again, the lobbies which are right or left or secular or whatever it is. They will start creating a controversy over it. Some people are making money out of this left or right ideology, and some people are making money out of this sect neutralism by giving a very hackneyed new view of sect neutralism. That is what is very unfortunate. But it is happening and we all know it.
See, the thing is, if you look at the Vedic concepts, then the world is viewed in essence. In essence, what is the dharma? And what is the essential quality or the order? But if you look at the Abrahamic concepts, which are based on belief, that you have to, like one of the statements which I heard, that only God is this, I won't even name that, which even the Western scholars disapprove. And 38%, only 38% of people in USA go to Christianity or follow Catholicism, whatever they have to follow. Only 38%. Only 42% in Europe follow that. Remaining 60%, remaining 65% in USA, remaining 55% to 60% in Europe, they are coming back to the commonsensical culture of dharma. Like they see, if you look at the economies of those places, they may have great roads, but built on very high taxes. India doesn't have as many high taxes. They're built on high taxes, and only the civilization exists in urban centers. So it takes people away from earth, takes people away from sun, takes people away from natural lifestyle. And if you compare the native cultures of the world, and Rahul Gandhi needs to get educated here, the native cultures of the world, all over the world, including USA, Native Americans, who have just like brown skins like you and me, and even they worship the land. They take care of their land. The land is worshipable for them. Sun is worshipable for them. That's why you'll have maximum sun temples across South America, North American native cultures, including Europe. Romanis were Europeans, came from India, but Europeans, Russians. If you look at the interiors of Russia, also the native cultures respect all these elements, water. And so the whole concept is creating harmony. So like if you have Rudra is 11 Rudra, exists everywhere, in senses, in mind, in heart, in body. Rudra is existing. Vasu existing in Prakriti. Without Vasu, Prakriti won't function. And so the Rudra, Vasu, these are scientific principles, like you said many times. So the point is, when you get into the dogmatic belief-based systems, you negate science. And that's why most of the scientists were killed actually in early Europe. Even today, they are getting killed regularly. They're ostracized from the church communities because they intelligent design created such a big controversy that the church had ostracized most of the people. And now in the land of science, which is India, my question to you is, how come these people have the audacity to bring some foolish dogmatic ideas from Europe, which the Europe is rejecting, and bring them into India and talk so openly? And that to a person who, I sincerely believe that Rahul Gandhi needs a lot of education, and that to a person who has nothing to do with education.
See, two things. First is, we call one of the powers of Shakti, one of the methods of manifestation of Shakti, Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu, Bhranti Rupena Samstita. That is Bhranti, Brahma, the illusion. The irony of it is, over a period of time, the education system, etc., has disengaged the student community or the Sanatanis, or even the general Indian, even at this stage, even my education, even at my age level, like somebody like Jairam Ramesh could be a former IIT, but he has been disengaged from the Sanatanic concept of science. Science and Sanatana are no different. He is not able to relate it. He has been programmed to think like that. And when there is a market for such something, these type of illusory ideas are brought in. They are, see, basically, these type of illusory ideas are brought in by design to capture, as you said, the scientists were killed. Here, a civilization is getting attacked and killed only because it is a challenge. It stands robustly to challenge the Abrahamic or whatever designed culture, whatever the design belief in single God and all that. So it is beyond that. As you said at the beginning, it is a Vipraha Bahudara. Bahudara is different ways of it. So that is what is being challenged, because simply saying that Vasu is or Rudra or Aditya is they are not different. They are actually integration, but at the same time, the integrated differentiation also takes place. So that is being challenged here, and that is the reason I said it starts from multi. Let us realize that the dogmatic lessons which are taught even among the educated youth, there are many. In fact, more such people like Rahul Gandhi are produced by the universities than by like Aditya Satsangi, for the simple reason that the spirit of inquiry is not encouraged. Number one, spirit of objectivity, I'm coming back to sect neutralism, same, is not encouraged. A programmed approach is encouraged. Number four, let us get even at the growing level, at the seeding stage, basically now the nanotechnology says right from the molecular area. See here that you have the case of Abhimanyu, who was taught a particular war strategy from the 11th to 32nd week of his mother's pregnancy. That is the time we are more or less where the reception of the brain goes and you retain what you are taught. If it is taught perfectly, correct me if I'm wrong, something like that, after 30 seconds. So similarly, those type of engagements are rarely done even in the family system. Of course, now even in India, there are a lot of challenges to the very existence of family system. That's a different chapter we will discuss some other day. But see, basically, there used to be several sanskara, how to eat, how to do akshara abhyasa, how to do this yagyopavita, brahmotecha. These are all step by step they used to be inculcated, so they could read, and there it was relational. What you learned is related with the natural elements. Uttejam tamasas paripashyanto jyotirota pashyema sharadashatam, to able to watch the sun god for 100 years, 100 sharad, 100 autumns. Like that, you used to propitiate, you take the energy and get the agenda of your requirement from there. So that is the way it used to be taught. But that is not done in the family system, Indian family system, number one. At the second time, even the Indian family system is getting challenged, which is one of its strengths. So these are all factors that you produce more of Rahul Gandhi types than even the best educated people are not able to relate it. Some thesis you will read, you will not find out what is the relevance of the thesis, whether it is logically PhDs. I'm not talking about Rahul Gandhi might not have even done a graduation. I don't know what is his education, nobody knows. But even the MPhil and masters and all, there also this challenge is there. Let us not blame the system, because the generation in which he was born, the ordeal, the process which he had to go through as a student, and these people from the high sea, whether Rama was born in a princely family or Krishna was brought up in a princely family by Nandraj, But when during the course of their attachment in education, they were never treated with kid gloves. They were allowed to go through the entire rigor of education, which are very essential for learning. The entire rigor of academics, which they call it in the modern time. But let us make no mistake, over a period of time, due to the excessive power orientation of the governing elite in India, the children of the governing elite next generation are pampered so much that no professor in any university dares to ask him to go through the academic rigor. This is a reality. And now that has been that there also the equality has come. Now a student cannot be even reprimanded strongly for not going through the rigor by a guru. And the concept of Guru Shishya Parampara is almost absent in formal educational institutions, and in most cases even the informal education institutes. So these are all challenges we need to understand, and that is the reason we are having this problem.
So one of the just one question comes to the mind is if you look at the itinerary of Rahul Gandhi, he has been meeting all those people. If I give an example, all the Catholic countries of South America are poor, all of them. Then they're Catholic because the church, it is a general notion in the West. Therefore, in the US, church is kept outside the government because and even in UK, even in most of the European countries who are wealthy, because they all know that the church brings poverty because they celebrate poverty. It is a common, it's a common knowledge, it's a common analysis. And look, if you look at the Rahul Gandhi's meetings now in all over the South India, it's very clear he's not going to any Hindu temple. He's not meeting any Pandit. South India has so many intelligent people I've met in my last trip, and they are very, very well versed in Shastra. And he's not meeting any one of them. Tamil Nadu has the maximum temples per square mile of any other territory in India. Any other temple, even today. He is not going to any one of them. He went near Ranganath, did not go to Ranganath. Probably he won't be allowed also because he's not a Hindu, maybe. So the point which I'm trying to say is that why meeting all the people who have been legally questioned in Indian framework for creating unrest?
That is one part of the story. As you said, the very rise of Protestantism into the 18th and 19th century in Europe is also because church was propagating, Catholic church was propagating poverty. There are a lot of reams and reams of books and articles and material written on that. I don't want to comment whether it is Zwingl's or Kevin or Martin Luther or whatever. Not the modern Martin Luther, but those days Martin Luther from the Germany. I don't want to comment on that. As you said, there is a propagation of poverty, not only in South America, in Africa also. Sub-Saharan Africa was at one stage of time struggling to even, the families were to feed its citizens 2 square meals a day. So that being the case, but they are not relatable. Here, if Rahul Gandhi is there in the leadership or a mantle of leadership has been thrust upon him, because he belongs to a particular family. The same family has several connections with the other area, and irony is it also dangles with the communism, which the essence of communism says that religion is the opiate of masses. So these type of contradictions or paradoxes are existing within the system itself, which are not getting questioned or challenged. So let us keep it aside. But the question is again, he may not visit the temple, but will somebody mentor him? Is there no person sensible to mentor him for the integration of the 5 elements, which the integration of the 5 elements in an orderly manner is what is Sanatana Dharma. It doesn't represent any particular belief system or anything like that, and that has to be done. Otherwise, I'm sorry, is his yatra is going to be a disaster. It will do more damage than what is already existed, but the agenda may not be fulfilled. It is extremely unfortunate, but let us see how things pan out. But this is the sum and substance of what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much, RVS Mani and for coming on the show and clarifying. Do get his books, search RVS Mani on Amazon and see all his books over there and check out. And he's also on many TV panels across India on many channels. So check him out. He's the same person. So some of you may not recognize he's the same person. So check it out. Check it out his views on different issues, but also check out other videos on Sattology where he has spoken a lot on the science behind the Vedic culture. So thank you so much and namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.